尼亚加拉大瀑布以雄美壮丽闻名于世。加拿大尼亚加拉地区因为得天独厚的环境气候和天然的土石地质，让这里成为了世界级的葡萄种植园区。这里的葡萄最适合酿制高品质的葡萄酒，当然最值得一提的是加拿大冰酒。现在全世界的冰酒产量与品质都以加拿大尼亚加拉地区的为最好。尼亚加拉冰湖小镇是个风光秀丽的小镇，身处小镇就如同品味了葡萄美酒一般，令人流连忘返。小镇周围坐落了70多家葡萄酒庄园。今天我们就带您一同走进的是焦斯夫葡萄酒庄园，听听它的主人焦斯夫跟我们讲述一下它精彩的历史。
Hello, my name is Dr. Joseph E. Pohorley. I was born in Vineland, and that goes back when I was a young fellow, and we moved to Virgil. My hobby was working on learning how to get better to grapes, to wine. And when I was making wine, I learning more and more about it, and this all came in from Vineland. I get a lot of help from Vineland and the people that ran a little school there, or I should say a winery in Vineland. And I learned more things about it, and then eventually, and that started a little winery called Newark Wine. And the name was of Newark, which is the former name of Niagara-on-the-Lake, historically. And the winery did well, and that was the year 1979. Well, this is the first one-ton basket press that was used here by myself, by Joseph Pohorley, in making Canada's first commercial ice wine. The vintage was 1983 with Vidal grapes. We produced 50 cases of ice wine, which were sold to the LCBO in 1984. But I started the farm in 1992 here on Highway 55, and it's now presently the Joseph Estate Winery here. We started the winery in 1995, 96, 97. It was a small estate winery, and it grew and grew until finally we got up to, you might say we were up to producing around 20,000, 25,000 cases of wine. So we had quite a distribution of sales throughout Ontario, throughout all the restaurants.
I've been involved myself for the last 15 years at Joseph's. When I came to work at Joseph's, there were only just a few wineries in the area here in Niagara-on-the-Lake and throughout Ontario. The growth in the industry has been amazing over the years. When I came here to Joseph's, we had a very small operation, not producing too many tons of grapes. And over the years, over the last many years, we have grown amazingly. We knew that for us, we had excellent wines with a different style. Joseph has always wanted a fruit-forward style in his wines so that the natural fruit would come through in the wines with some oak, a hint of oak in the red wines. So our style, Joseph's winemaking style, is much different from many of the other winemakers in the peninsula and throughout the province. We're very proud of the fact that our business grew so much over the years throughout the first part of from 2000 till. There have been many more wineries that have been constructed over the years. The competition has been strong, but we have continued at Joseph's to maintain our Joseph style, and we find that people are drawn to that. Also here at the winery, we have many bus tours coming through, and we have a very experienced, knowledgeable staff who are here to provide friendly and courteous service to those visiting the winery.
Dr. Joseph Pohorley made the very first ice wine in Canada in 1983, and since then Joseph's has been known for their excellent award-winning ice wines. We have for sale a 1998 Vidal ice wine in the store here. We offer sample tastings of all of our ice wines, varying from our Vidal grape, as well as we have a Cabernet Franc ice wine. The 1998 ice wine won Best of Class at the Indiana State Fair. 3 years later for our 1999 Vidal ice wine, being one of the only wineries to win Best of Class for back-to-back vintages. Now we also have our 2002 Cabernet Franc ice wine. This is a red ice wine, very rare. Not very many wineries produce a red ice wine in Niagara, as the grape has a very thin skin, making it more difficult to survive the winters. Today I have our 2010 Cabernet Sauvignon to go through a tasting with. This is one of our recent award winners. It just won gold at the Royal Winter Fair that takes place in Toronto in November here. The 2010 vintage for us in Niagara was one of the best we've ever had. It was very, very hot and dry, which is what our vines love to grow in.
欢迎您来 Joseph 葡萄酒庄，一边听着 Joseph 老先生讲他精彩的故事，一边品尝美酒，品味人生。